Already, one of the most depraved chapters in this new era of post-Roe America has been the case of the 10-year-old girl impregnated by a rapist. She was forced to flee from the state she lives in, Ohio, to Indiana in order to get an abortion. When the story broke, right-wing media shouted this could not possibly be true. The Wall Street Journal editorial board ran an op-ed titled, "An Abortion Story Too Good to Confirm," saying, quote, "There's no evidence the girl exists." Fox News hosts Jesse Waters and Tucker Carlson also told their audiences the same lie.
Primetime decided to investigate this alleged child rape. But we quickly found out that authorities in Ohio haven't even begun a criminal investigation into the rape. This doesn't make any sense. No one reported this child rape to law enforcement?
Why did the Biden administration, speaking of lying, just repeat a story about a 10-year-old child who got pregnant and then got an abortion or was not allowed to get an abortion when it turns out the story was not true?
You hear that part? When it turns out the story was not true. The story was, in fact, true. It turned out to be true. According to the Indianapolis Star, which reported out this story, an Indiana OBGYN, quote, took a call from a colleague, a child abuse doctor in Ohio. Ohio, quote, had outlawed any abortion after 6 weeks. And this doctor had a 10-year-old patient in the office who was 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant. And so the doctor, the OBGYN in Indiana, took steps to help this child. But once it was revealed that this appalling situation actually did happen, obviously appalling in every direction, the reaction on the right from the people that had lied about this was to go after the doctor and possibly even endanger her by plastering her face and name all over Fox News segments. Then Republican Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita got involved. His office requested documents from state agencies to find out if the doctor had complied with state law and reported the abortion. But instead of waiting for the agencies to go through the records and report back about this compliance, he rushed to Fox News to join Jesse Waters in essentially slandering the doctor.
So what's going on, Todd?
Jesse, thanks for having me on, but I shouldn't be here, right? I mean, first of all, this is an illegal immigration issue because likely of Biden's lawlessness at the border and everything going on down there. That's why Indiana, as a non-border state, has actually filed several independent lawsuits on that. Then we have the rape, and then we have this abortion activist acting as a doctor with a history of failing to report. So we're gathering the information, we're gathering the evidence as we speak, and we're going to fight this to the end. Including looking at her licensure if she failed to report. And in Indiana, it's a crime to not report, to intentionally not report.
That is the state AG on the TV screen with the face of this OBGYN implying that she's a criminal. The day after that Fox News appearance, Indiana state agencies produced the records that Rokita requested, showing surprise, surprise, the doctor did report the procedure as required. Information Rokita would have obtained if he had, simply waited another day to get to his Fox News hit. But again, there will be no apologies or climbing down from this by right-wing commentators or politicians. Their goal, seems to me, is to try and ruin this doctor's life for the crime of having provided legal abortion services to a 10-year-old child impregnated by a rapist. Why? Because they want the 10-year-old child to carry her rapist child to term at the age of 10. But there may be some small window of accountability. Washington Post reports a former dean of the Indiana University Law School filed a complaint that, quote, alleges Rokita intended to harass and intimidate doctors who perform abortions and is expected to trigger a probe by the state's Supreme Court Disciplinary Commission. For her part, the doctor in question has hired an attorney, is taking the first steps to potentially sue Attorney General Rokita and others, perhaps, for defamation.